Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the post-show live chat where we're going to be talking about everything that went down in this newest episode of The Bachelorette with Michelle. How is everyone doing tonight? Hope you're well. It's me, Bachelor Fan Take, and night one of Michelle's season is here, and we got a big, nice preview to talk about. A little bit of sleuthing. Hopefully we're going to get into that as long as the preview gets uploaded in good time. And we're back. Man, it's been a long off season of a week or something. But before we get into the chat, let's quickly just go over the rules for the night. Number one, please, no posting any blatant spoilers in the chat. Of course, anything that's sleuthing, totally welcome. Anything from an official account or a Bachelor in Paradise account, something like that, always welcome. I'm gonna do my best to answer any and all questions in chat. Of course, super chats, and I already see one. I see I'm not Nicole. Thank you so much. They're gonna get priority. We're gonna get to that right in a second. And really, the most important rules. Number 4: be kind to each other. So, night one, yes. And I am not Nicole. Welcome back to the chat. No words, just bring on #JacketGate. That is all. Yeah, that's a big part of the preview. JacketGate. Yeah, and JacketGate between, it looks like Will and Peter. I've got my cheat sheet here. It doesn't matter how much you look at a Bachelor preview, how much you video edit or, examine, take notes, doesn't matter. I still need a cheat sheet. Yeah, Peter and Will. They're going to be a mid-season whatever kind of drama. They're not going to go very far. They're just gonna, create this kind of ruckus and eventually move on midway through the season. We see it every year. We see it every season. The same kind of, like Aaron and Thomas or Aaron and Hunter. They might go together. One might stay a little bit longer than the other, but either way, the jacket stuff is not going to be tolerated. It's not going to last very long. They're not serious contenders. They're not in the previews really that much at all, other than that drama. So we'll get to that, and then they'll be gone. But still looks like some good mid-season fun. And Jaleesa White, thank you for the super chat. Nate is fine. Yeah, Nate, on the other hand, is someone who is in the previews quite a bit. And I think there were... I was watching this latest preview, the last one at the end there, and it looks like there's potentially at least 2 dates that Nate is on, which is a good indication that he's going to make it far. He's someone we've been eyeing on the channel. If you've watched the preseason preview breakdown that I did for the season, he's one person that we're watching. There are a few others, and we're going to talk about all of those guys as well. And Robster, thank you for the super chat. Is it precedented for the hosts to check out the contestants' rooms? Seems a bit invasive. Yes, so there's that whole business with Ryan and Tayshia and Caitlin going into his room, and the Bachelor notes. We can pop them on here. I don't always have everything, all the pictures prepared, but let me see if this is gonna work. Here's Ryan here. In case you in case you didn't know who I was talking about, or you haven't watched the show yet, this is Ryan. He came in with some notes prepared for the season. He was pre-planning all of his time, and Tayshia and Caitlin came into his room and found the notes, and then waited till like the end of the night to look at them. And to tell Michelle about them. And my impression of that is Very producer planned. Very producer planned. All of this. Either they, I don't know, found this out and were letting it play out. Like, they knew about this, and so they wanted to heighten it and let him be caught red-handed, or it was all it was all planned or something. Because there's no way that they would bring in Tayshia and Caitlyn, find that stuff, and then be really upset about it, and then let him come back on the show for a whole episode. They knew what they were doing. They wanted the drama. They wanted that night one finasco to go on. Yeah, he will be in paradise. Maybe. And Kayla, thank you for the super chat. Just came to say you have Lando Calrissian vibes. Thank you so much. I really try to spend my life the Lando way. I hope that means, I don't know, chill, little bit of cool, little bit of Star Wars. I'll take it. Thank you, Kayla. And thank you so much for the super chat. So, yeah, no, Ryan, I feel like, I don't know if it was before this, but ever since Hannah Brown's season, this has been a thing. This, like, night one, someone getting caught out for something, Some sort of business that goes on where, oh, this person's not here for the right reasons. This person has a girlfriend back home. Something of that nature seems to happen almost every season. Ever since Hannah Brown's season with that guy, I think it was Scott, who had the girlfriend back home, and then Jed going. It seems to be something. I don't know if they're trying to recreate that now, because it did seem very manufactured. And SHM Design, thank you for the super chat. Sorry I'm late. Who is your front runner right now? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. And thank you for the super chat. We haven't talked about front runners quite yet, but there have been a couple of guys who've really stood out from the previews. Let me tell you, the number one guy who has stood out the most of anyone from the previews, and he was really in this episode, is Joe. I kind of have his back here, but Joe Coleman slid into the... Are you Joe Coleman? Yep. Bye. From this episode. Joe Coleman, he was the one who Michelle slid into his DMs, and he left her on read or something, or he ghosted her or whatever. He's all over the previews. That being said, he's probably the most in the previews, and if you've been following the channel, that's always something that I kind of side-eye. As the person who was, as I saw it, the most showcased in a preview the last few seasons were for Katie's season, Greg, and we know how that ended up. I think Michelle was all over Matt's season preview, even though she wasn't an official cast member at that point. She was all over it. Ben from Claire/Tayshia's season, all over that. And I've talked about it in past preview breakdowns, but to me, the person who showcased the most is usually not the winner. So Joe is someone who I'm eyeing for a top 4 spot right now. And I don't think that's going to change. I don't think there was anything from the last preview that's going to change that. Especially consider just how much he's in. Even though he got a kind of, will he be eliminated edit at the end of this episode. He's someone, but I'm not putting him at the number 1 spot. So you can be sure of that for the preview breakdown to come. We're going to do like a fully detailed preview breakdown of the new season preview on I'm used to saying Wednesday, but we're doing Tuesday episodes of the show now on Thursday. And Heidi, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Welcome. So glad to see you a part of the membership. But on Thursday, preview breakdown. And one of the things I talked about, if you haven't checked out the previous preseason preview breakdown, we got footage of the final rose ceremony. And this does not look like Minnesota. From the preview we have footage from Palm Springs. That's where the first filming location is going to be. And they're going to stay there for a little bit. And then they move to Minnesota. And I can't tell you how many comments I got in the last preview video saying this location is Minnesota. This dates this location in Minnesota. People who are from Minnesota or have been to Minnesota, this is Minnesota. This is Minnesota. This is Minnesota. This is Minnesota. Until we get to this final rose ceremony area, and this is not Minnesota. So, from what I'd heard before the show, there were two filming locations for sure. Palm Springs, where they start, and then they go to Minnesota. And I didn't know if there were any other ones. It looks like for the final rose ceremony, there's a lot of beachy shots. So I've been keeping my eye open for all beachy shots, and Brandon here, he's in some beachy shots. And there are two shots that I talked about. One, and with different Michelle's in different bathing suits. I mean, I guess it's possible she changed or something, but Brandon is someone who I'm eyeing as well, simply for that reason. He seems to be all over. I mean, we've got Clayton's always a possibility for one very particular reason, but I'm not gonna say he's a front runner. I don't even know I don't even know why I'm kind of like, okay. All right, wait, get ready for the warning. Warning, everybody.
Warning.
This is your last chance for, if you don't want to know anything about any future season spoilers, I don't even know why I'm doing this. It's all over everywhere. Back out now, but Clayton is the next Bachelor. And that was something that has been, I mean, it doesn't take much to figure out. The Bachelor creator, he tweeted out that the next Bachelor is someone from Michelle's season and their name starts with C, and major news publications have posted it. So Clayton's someone who he could be a top 4. Based on the preview, there's only one for sure one-on-one that we've seen him in, so I'm wondering if he's a pre-hometown elimination. I don't know. Rick as well. We've seen a couple of dates from him. The table guy, maybe him. Nate's obviously been around a bit. This is someone else who we've got our eye on. That's the frontrunner status. But let me see. There's a few missed super chats and things here. First, Katie, 1 year membership, 1 year anniversary, coming back. It must have been Claire's season premiere that because it was a year ago that we were doing Claire's season. So thank you so much, Katie. Thank you for being a member, for chatting, for being here in the community. Just always around, always just being an awesome member of the chat. Thank you for that. Wow, that's so awesome. 1 year. I want to clap. I want to sit here and clap. But thank you. And Asiya as well, another member of who's always chatting. Always good to see you. Sorry I'm late. I'm so tired of hearing of the For the Right Reasons crap. I was almost about to hit the wall when I heard Ryan say it. Ryan was a jerk. Yeah, at the end of the day, because we've talked about before, even like there was like a producer plannedness to it. Like they either let it happen or it was completely planned. But I think regardless, yeah, Ryan Ryan deserves it. And also there was some stuff. Let me see if I can find it and show it to y'all that I saw on Twitter, where Ryan was saying something along the lines of like I don't know anything about Bachelor Nation or anything like that. I got my friend's wife or something like that to make the notes or whatever. Let me see if I can find it here. If not, I can probably find it on Twitter. But apparently, he was on the Bachelor Bachelor Live on Stage, that show. And this is from a while ago. This was 87 weeks ago. 87 weeks ago. Here. Here we go. This one. Beauty and brains, how would you describe your ideal woman? Interested in finding out more? Tomorrow, February 18th, 87 weeks ago. Meet me at Broadway, San Jose, for Bachelor Live on Stage. I saw this on, someone posted this on Twitter. So, he knows a little bit more about the Bachelor world than maybe he described in the show. But and Kaleidosaurus X, thank you for the super chat. I don't have a question, just want to say hi, happy new season, let's get sleuthing. Can't wait for those Minnesota beaches and palm trees. Hashtag those don't exist. Yeah, well, hey, don't diss the Minnesota palm trees. There've been a lot of changes in Minnesota over the past year or so I'm told. No, of course not. Yeah, no. So I'm that's one of the main reasons why I'm eyeing Brandon. Really, the first thing I want to do is try and consolidate a top 4, and I think 2 of those men for sure are going to be Joe and Brandon. 2 of those men. And then once we get into that 4, trying to narrow it down gets a little harder. But Nate's also someone we're gonna consider because apart from his presence in the previews, it's just been statistical fact that if you get the first impression rose on The Bachelorette, you do well. We had a bit of an outlier last season with Sebastian, I believe, from Tasha's part of the season. He did not make it very far, but you've got like Rachel and Brian, Becca and Garrett, Claire and Dale. JoJo and Jordan. Tons and tons of first impression rose guys who've gone on to, if not make it to the final 4, make it the whole way. So we're adding them too. And Shannon K, thank you for the super chat. Really, really, really appreciate it. Unrelated, but at work I dropped something and started yelling warning, warning, and I had to explain to my coworkers what that was about. So thanks for that, and for the stream / your hard work. Thank you. I guess I was gonna say shame on your coworkers for not getting an Office reference, but I guess that's a pretty obscure one. But thank you for the super chat and really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Shannon. And Rosie, thank you for the big super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Cheers to a whole new year of watching these shows, to a whole year of watching these shows. Thanks for, to finding your channel. Thank you for all the great videos this year. We think the final rose ceremony and the horse riding date look like paradise. What do you think? Yeah, no, these two definitely don't look like Palm Springs. And we will know in a couple of weeks whether or not this is final. Man, like, I mean, I'm thinking Minnesota, like the worst this could be. No, this would I'm like, the more and more I think about it, this is like final 3 stuff, right? We go Minnesota, we do Palm Springs, then Minnesota, then hometowns, which I don't know where I heard this. I thought I heard that hometowns are going to actually be traveling to the people's hometowns. So I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but then after so like this, I mean, this is not where's Brandon from? I had it in my last video. He's from like Portland or something like that. And this is not Portland. And then afterwards, tropical location. So say, for the sake of argument and for the sake of sleuthing, because we don't want to rule anything out, this is actually somewhere near Palm Springs, or some like really, really nice beach on the ocean that they found, and this is a one-on-one date. This would have to be in the first couple of episodes. So, we'll know when that doesn't happen. And there's a one-on-one date with Rick that does happen in Palm Springs. So we're kind of going, there's not a lot of time for this one-on-one date to happen. Because in the first few episodes, traditionally, there are too many contestants for there to be 2 one-on-ones in an episode. So they do the 2 group dates and 1 one-on-one for a few episodes. And, so there are not a lot of one-on-ones left to happen in Palm Springs. So we will know for sure, but, I think the spidey senses are going, yeah. Brandon's going to make it, this could potentially be final 3 scenario, and there are shots of Michelle in 2 different swimsuits as well. Let me see if I can prop this up, and also I'm going to check out, because we're getting closer to 10:30. Last Bachelorette season, they came out with the preview at around 10:30. In Paradise, it was around 11, but I'll go through my archives of Bachelor footage. Here we go. So we've got shot here. And here. So, Michelle, definitely in 2 different outfits. I mean, there's a possibility it could be from the same date. But if that's two dates, that would mean Brandon could be final 2, whatever. If we're talking hometowns, and then they go to this tropical location, and then there's 2 dates, fantasy suite date and final 2 date. Brandon, final 2. Potentially final 1. So picking Brandon as the final pick could be a just, coin flip. So I mean, I might just pick Brandon because at the end of the day, I'll take a 50-50 chance over 1 in 4 or 1 in 5. But there you go. Let me just double check, see if we've got the any of the preview stuff up. Doesn't look to be. But and someone's asking, Carolyn's asking, do we know if they're bringing in any extra guys partway through like they've done in other recent seasons? It's always a possibility because, I mean, they've done it. They did it Bachelorette. They did it Matt James season. And they did it Claire and Tayshia season because, I mean, partly because Tayshia was starting over too. But they announced all the men before, way before, and then they had a new cut of men that they announced like right before the season began filming, and guys like Noah, for example, he was a guy on Claire and Tayshia season who was a part of the original cast announcement, then was cut, but ended up being on the show. They did that with Katie's season as well. Like James, Box Guy James was actually a guy, but I mean he ended up being there night 1. But I guess they had Blake show up. So I mean it's possible. It's possible. I don't think there's been any noticeable men from the previews. So my inclination at this point is either no, there's going to be no one, or if they do something like that, these guys aren't going to make an impact. I mean, Blake, we knew from the previews was going to be there. He was all over the previews. Michelle on Matt James's season, all over the previews. And I guess it kind of, like, those are both seasons where those people made, huge impacts. So Noah didn't make a huge, well, he made an impact, but more of a drama impact on Tayshia's season, but not a part of the previews. So if they do something like that, I've not seen anything from the previews to indicate that they do, and if it does happen, it's probably not going to be a big thing. But and who's your favorite so far? A lot of people are talking. Who's your favorite so far? Pardeep. Pardeep is my favorite. No, I mean, like, yeah, no, I like a lot of. Some people are saying Nate, first impression Rose. He's going to be in some drama up ahead. Rodney is someone from the previews who I like. Rodney, I like the apple guy, the green apple guy. Pardeep, I feel like Pardeep is the guy who I'm hoping he's the guy. He's going to get no screen time. I already know it, and but I hope he can maybe be the one of the dudes who becomes a Bachelor Nation favorite. There always is someone who's a Bachelor Nation favorite who gets no screen time every season. I'm hoping Pardeep gets that treatment. Really liked Pardeep. Illumide, yeah, Illumide, he's in the previews more. He looks like he has more of a role than Pardeep does. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't have the highest of hopes for Pardeep. But Maybe why do I get the sense that Pardeep's gonna be someone who is on Paradise, but like gonna be introduced, 3/4 of the way through and not have a chance. I hope not. So. And Tasha and Caitlin were talking about Pardeep in their live quite a bit, but from my experience, the live, they always they try to hype up as many people as they can, to try and make it not seem like they're picking favorites. No one was in the box this night. Rick was in the box, kind of. I wonder if it was the same box that they just put a cloth over. Yeah, Pardeep gives off Dr. Joe vibes, kind of. Kind of. Maybe not friends with Brendan, though. But preview's been up on Instagram. Interesting. Let me check it out. Excuse me while I do some... Oh, yeah, you're right. So we can look at it on Instagram. Sweet. It might be a different aspect ratio than what we're used to here, but we can get into the live sleuthing quick. I wonder if they posted it. No, they've not posted it on. Let me just double check one more thing on a different YouTube account. There's a couple of like Bachelor YouTube accounts. There's like Bachelorette ABC or Bachelor ABC, and then there's Bachelor Nation. No, no. The last thing that they put on the Bachelor Nation on ABC account is Aaron and James leave Paradise together. No, okay. So we can. Why don't we just jump into the preview? Why not? Let's jump into the preview. There's a huge recap to get to tomorrow, so and a long preview to also look at. So let's jump into that. And Yasmin, thank you for the super chat. Do you think Ryan's strategy Finasco was planned by producers? Seems kind of sus that Caitlin and Tasha knew to check rooms. Yeah, I do. I think it was at the very least, the most favorable way to look at it from the production standpoint is they knew about it, let it happen, and planned a sort of what's the word? I don't know. They were going to sabotage him or a trap for him or something like that. The most tinfoil hat conspiracy is that he was in on it from the beginning. They were all in on it. It was all planned. Certainly, it was planned to some degree, because wouldn't you also think that they'd find this well before and then bring it up right away to Michelle? While they were watching in the bushes, just walk out and say, hey. But worst. He's a plant. He's a plant. All right, so we're gonna get out the old preview, the preview headphones, and already up on. Let me see if I can make this nicer. More in the middle here. On Instagram is the Bachelorette preview, it looks like. So let's take a look. Let's talk about first impressions. Obviously, there's going to be a much more detailed preview breakdown on Thursday, where I'm going to have at least another day of looking closely at the footage, and you know, cross-referencing it with the other previews to see what we can figure out. But let's take a look.
On this season of The Bachelorette.
Michelle! We're here for you, Lady Michelle! Let's go!
I'm ready to fall in love!
So already, like, first thing I think of when I see this...
We're here for you, Lady Michelle!
...is the Minnesota Vikings. We have seen this Minnesota Twins game that that Michelle and Joe are going to, and this is looks like a group date with the Vikings, Minnesota football team, if you're not familiar. So another group date. We've got Clayton here in a Viking kind of outfit. Group date stuff. Clayton, football player as well. Makes sense for him.
I'm ready to fall in love!
I'm looking for my soulmate.
Who has what it takes to be the last man standing?
Another group date.
Are you ready?
And there's a sort of one-on-one with Rodney. Now there's a second one-on-one with Rodney. Where they go to an apple orchard, and which makes sense because you know, Rodney came as the apple, and also in this kind of poem that Michelle talks about, she talks about never being asked to go to the apple orchard or something like that, and I have looked to see if like Rodney has some kind of tattoo background or whatever. I don't know, maybe to see if this could possibly be a hometown date. I haven't found anything quite yet, but...
Michelle is the most genuine person.
I truly care about the small moments that
It's
you
another
can
Nate
make.
one-on-one.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity
More
for a one in
like-
a billion girl.
Group date footage.
I've
This is Martin's one-on-one date.
never let fear hold me back.
I would believe it's Eat My Dust.
Yeah, there's Martin. I believe it's Martin.
I want someone who's gonna be playful with me.
And they show here, because you gotta watch out, they show
I
here
want someone who's gonna be playful.
night one footage. This is I wonder if there's no, they don't have the right aspect ratio here. This is if we had the full view here, you'd see Michelle's in her night one dress here. So this is a moment from the first episode with Peter, the pizzapreneur, and they throw in night one stuff that we've already seen this episode. So you gotta watch out, because it can mislead you if you don't pay attention. Like, you go, oh wait, is Peter have some sort of like group date, some time together? No.
I want someone who's gonna be playful with me.
Nate,
I'm not sure who's gonna get sick, me or you.
Clayton, but that could be like this bit with Clayton right here. This is not one-on-one stuff. This is like group date
I'm not sure who's gonna get sick, me
kind
or
of
you.
situation.
Oh my god!
This is Michelle's journey.
This is what I came here for.
Woo!
I gotta know my place, and the basketball court is not it.
This
These
is
guys are like
the
best
apple
guys I've
orchard
met in-
date. There's a different shot in the other preview
Court is not
with
it.
Rodney here on this date, on this one-on-one. So you wonder, like could that tattoo date and this be the same date? It's possible. It is possible. Even we can try to find it again. Where was it before? Here. You know. Here, they're in different outfits, but it is technically possible. We can't rule it out. The other thing could be a different date. You know? We'll see.
These guys are like the best guys I've met in my entire life.
Every time I see you, it's literally
Like there you go. Like there's another, they throw in a different
Every time I see you,
night one shot from this episode. But
it's literally a breath of fresh air.
But that's not.
I
That's
can easily see
Illuminate.
life with Michelle.
What more could a girl ask for?
It's the greatest catch of my life.
That was
Joe on
the
the twins
hottest
date.
kiss of my life.
I just want to stand next to her.
This is in Palm Springs. If with Rick here,
Was the hottest kiss of my life.
I just...
because if you like, you can't see it here, but right here, it says on these cable cars, it says Palm Springs, which we talked about in the last preview breakdown.
want to stand next to her and to be with her and hold her.
Ooh, this is our journey.
When I'm with him, I feel fireworks.
The more time that I spend with her, the more I realize she could be the one.
I'm in love with this man.
You have to make a wish.
What if it already came true?
I just have this weird...
And there's like Brandon, like we're sifting through all this footage. One of the things we're trying to figure out is what is definitively a second one-on-one date. Like you have Brandon here
I'm
on
in
this,
love with this man.
you know, on
have
this
to
date,
make a wish.
What if it already...
and then again here. But we know that this moment right here is actually not a one-on-one date. It's a group date because we've seen Michelle in the same outfit. Once we can start to definitively, pinpoint one-on-one dates. If someone has more than one one-on-one date, that guarantees you a top 6 spot, top 7, however they do it. Sometimes they do a top 6, sometimes they do a top 8. Almost never is someone getting a one-on-one for the second time before hometowns. Or until right before hometowns. Usually in seasons past, it's like that week right before hometowns that a person gets their first or their second one-on-one. I think with Peter's season, we saw Victoria F get a one-on-one before that time. That was very unusual, but it's so rare that I'm not like willing to brush it aside if I see someone on a second definitive one-on-one. I think Joe for sure, based off the last preview breakdown we've done, Joe for sure, he's someone who's in more than one definitively one-on-one. And Brandon kind of too, but not this one.
It came true.
I just have this weird feeling anything could happen.
Now we get to the drama section of the preview.
You might have known him before here.
Do you think they had a previous relationship?
So here's one thing, again, talking about Rodney. So we can now kind of look at this this shot right here.
A lot of the guys are questioning that.
And we go, okay, Michelle's outfit here matches the, where was it? If I can find it at all. The same, here. Same outfit, right? So this is from the night portion of a one-on-one. So we figured that out with Rodney here. But who's to say that the apple orchard isn't the day portion of the date? So we can't say Rodney has 2 one-on-ones. Even though we like Rodney. I don't know. I like Rodney so far. So we just have to put it on the back burner until we get something more definitive.
You might have known him before here.
Do you think they had a previous relationship?
He said he doesn't know her, but there's something he's not telling all of us.
I just don't.
Oop. And, oop. Excuse me.
It's literally a breath of fresh air.
The more
back
time
to
that I
that.
spend, but there's something he's not telling all of us.
So they infer Brandon here. I don't know. Am I wondering, like, is some of this footage, could they be talking about Joe? Too? Knowing her beforehand because of the DM stuff?
He said he doesn't know her, but there's something he's not telling all of us.
I just don't see.
They do
how we can
infer
trust one
up
another.
ahead that
Nate
it's
is a player.
Nate.
You're an actor, and you've come on a reality TV show.
What are you talking about?
It seems like there's
But-
a rat in our midst.
I'm gonna keep exposing you.
I still don't know 100% if
You're a clown, you're a
if it's Nate.
clown,
They do
you
talk
don't
about
mouth
Nate
shut.
though.
You're not the big dog. The big dog has a jacket.
He just took his jacket?
Oop, and I clicked off it again.
I'm
And then,
gonna
of course,
keep
we get into
exposing
Jackie.
you. I'm gonna keep calling you out. You're a clown. You're a clown. You need to keep your mouth shut.
You're not the big dog. The big dog has a jacket.
He just took his jacket?
How you like me now?
So Peter and Will, they're gonna be gone. This is one of my favorite lines coming up.
It looked dirty, so I figured I'd give it a little bad.
This man is really pushing my.
That always makes me laugh. This man's really pushing my buttons. I don't know, just it makes me laugh. This man's really pushing my buttons.
Man is really pushing my buttons.
I just feel unseen.
She feels like she's not appreciated.
They need to show you that they're gonna fight for your attention.
Group date stuff.
Giving and giving and not getting it back. To my future soulmate.
This is the poem that we were talking about before with the apple orchard stuff.
Finding love hasn't.
This is another interesting bit of footage here. I'm gonna check this. I want to make sure that this shot right here. I'm gonna check the outfits for the preview breakdown to make sure that this is not the same Palm Springs date here with Rick. Because if it were a different date, you might be going, does that mean Rick makes it to the post Minnesota part of the show?
Finding
Another bit of shot here that looks very tropical with Brandon on a one-on-one. So Brandon, high on my list.
love hasn't really been easy for me. I was
Another
never
Joe
the girl
date.
invited to dates.
This looks like the same date, however. Here, we'll be investigating. Whenever we're doing a preview breakdown, you can see like there's graffiti in the background. I'm gonna be like looking at that. Like if I Google what's said on the graffiti, is that gonna come up with a place? Is that place gonna be in Palm Springs? Is that place gonna be in Minnesota? Is that place gonna be somewhere else? It's gonna, maybe it'll be nothing. But we're gonna try to piece together whatever we can. Look at everything. See what we can figure out. Especially because like we're sniffing out Brandon's someone to watch, so we're exploring this lead. Yeah, it's the same striped shirt as a few seconds ago, so same date. Could be early on, could be late. We'll try to see what we can figure out, but for sure, if this doesn't happen in the next couple of weeks.
Invited to dates at the apple
There's the
orchard
apple
in the
orchard.
fall. I was the girl picked last for prom, but the
Another
first for
date with
basketball.
Joe.
It was like there was nobody like me.
It's like Nate, or is that Martin?
Before there was nobody
Didn't
to
see
see
him.
me.
Pretty
I
quick.
can no longer try. Before
That
they
might be
for
Martin,
prom,
actually.
but the first for basketball. It was like there was
Yeah, that's
nobody
Martin.
like me.
Oh, man.
Therefore, there was nobody to see me.
Sad Brandon shot?
longer trust you. Hey, soulmate, if you're listening,
There's
you'll
the
need to
final rose ceremony.
understand. In my heart of hearts, all I've ever wanted
Clayton.
is love. And I hope you can be that man.
And there you go. So, could Michelle be an out? Oh no, not an outfit repeater. So, so we're essentially at this point we're looking. The number one thing that we're looking at before we even talk about final one is final four, or even final six. Because if we can get it to a 4 or 6, we can start the narrowing down process. We're looking at people who are in multiple one-on-one dates. We're looking at people who are in places that we definitively know are going to be later or likely later in the game. We're getting now into the part where, and I'm really happy about it. I really enjoy the sleuthing that comes with like location sleuthing. which we haven't really had to do in the last few seasons, the bubble seasons. Now we're moving out of that. So we're things like this final rose ceremony tells us a lot. They're not in Minnesota anymore, so they're not going to film Minnesota for up to the final two and then fly somewhere for just the final rose ceremony. If they're in a tropical location, they're gonna milk it. So we're looking for stuff like that, but narrow it down to a final four, and then go from there. Unless they give us something super definitive. I mean, like obviously the Brandon stuff is very intriguing as to something beyond a hometown. Very, very intriguing. The Joe stuff is a bit of a separate thing. We've talked about on the channel before. The person who showcased the most on the most amount of dates, most romantic footage, certainly showcased a lot in the first episode, though not all of it great. It has traditionally not been the person who has won. So, but this could be a final four person. So we've got two guys, and we just need to fill in the rest. So over the next day or two after the recap video, I'm going to be looking into filling those slots. I will be filling in those slots by tomorrow, as I usually do in the recap video. Come out with my early number one pick for the winner, and so I'll still be spending some time tonight looking at the previews, but there you go. If you are interested in more preview stuff, more preview breakdown, there is already a preseason preview breakdown that I've done on the channel for Michelle's season, from the preview that they gave us at the end of Paradise, to get a little starter on. There's a lot of footage in there, and of course in the preview breakdown we're going to be cross-referencing everything. But Brandon says he's from Portland, Oregon. This is not Portland. So I mean, I haven't been. I know of Portland. I haven't been to Portland, but I can say pretty confidently. Yes, and no proposal shots yet. But I mean, we got this, and that's more than they gave us for Katie's season. They gave us nothing for Katie's season. They gave us no little shot like this until really right by the end. So, I bet Ryan watched your channel. I take no responsibility for that man. Take none. This is use my channel for good only. But there you have it. The first little bit of an impression for the latest preview. And of course there's going to be it's always a big recap, the night one recap. So I'm going to be getting up early for that. And that means it's time for Fan Take to go to bed. So thank you all for joining me for this live chat talking about night one of Michelle's season of The Bachelorette. We've got tons and tons ahead of us. We've got a whole season, and then it's on to the new season of The Bachelor. So there's a lot to look forward to. Have a good night, everybody, and until next time, Bachelor Fan Take out.